At 100 days videos, it actually takes me longer than 33 hours. Because all the extra footage I need to record, like B-roll and just setting up the story, I guess. And that doesn't even include editing and post-production. So a full 100 days video takes me and my team over 100 hours to do. So yeah, that is a random fun fact of my videos. A lot of people think Minecraft worlds are infinite, but if you manage to travel a staggering 30 million blocks from spawn, you will find a naturally placed world border. The fastest way to reach the border would be by traveling in the nether, since 1 block in the nether equals 8 blocks in the overworld. If you use shears on a mushroom cow, it will turn back into a regular cow and drop the mushrooms from its back onto the ground. But the cow will not turn back into a mushroom cow no matter how long you wait, so make sure you don't shear your cows. You can feed brown mushroom cows certain types of flowers, and you'll get certain types of suspicious stew back when you milk them with a bowl. An oxy daisy flower will give regeneration, a cornflower will give jump boost, and an allium flower will give you fire resistance, a blue orchid and dandelion will give saturation, an Amzir bluelet will give you blindness, poppy and torch flowers gives you night vision, tulips give weakness, lily of the valley gives poison, and wither roses of course gives wither effects. Honestly, reading that entire fact, I felt like I was reading a fairy tale. Somebody test this and tell me if this is true or not. Instead of throwing away your old worn armor, try smelting it. You can smelt any piece of gold or iron armor in a furnace to get 1 nugget back. You heard that right, 1 single nugget. Not even an ingot, just 1 nugget. You know what? On second thought, just throw away your armor. It's completely useless. A single piece of coal can smelt exactly 8 items. A blaze rock can smelt 12 items. A dried kelp block can smelt a whole 20 items. A block of coal can smelt 80 items, which is like getting an extra piece of coal, since 9 individual pieces of coal would only smelt 72. So a block of coal is actually a buy one get one deal. But the actual best source of fuel in the game is easily the lava bucket, which smelts 100 items before running out. The millionth person to ever buy Minecraft, some guy named Akronman1, who was probably LeBron James because he was born in Akron, Ohio, who still has the same username today, was gifted the millionth customer cape by Mojang themselves. The cape features a purple background with a gold star in the middle. It should have been a cookie instead of a star, to be honest, but hey, congrats bro. We're all special like you, man. Netherite armor and tools are completely immune to burning in fire and even float in lava. So if you ever die in lava with full netherite, at least you can come back and get your armor and tools that survived. Everything else though, yeah, say goodbye. They're all burned to crisps and you'll never see them again. Naming any rabbit Toast will turn it into a black and white rabbit. The lore behind the name Toast is that a random Reddit user, his girlfriend's rabbit sadly went missing, and a Minecraft developer named Ryan Holtz saw the post and added the tribute into the game, so Toast is never forgotten. That is a really cool addition. I didn't even know that existed. When you throw a chicken's egg, there's about a 12% chance a baby chicken will spawn, but there's actually a 0.39% chance that the egg will pop out 4 baby chickens at the same exact time, which means if you throw 256 eggs, you should at least get 1 egg spawning 4 chickens. I love when this happens. It's so satisfying. Skeletons, wither skeletons, zombies, creepers, and even piglins all drop their respective heads when they are killed by a charged creeper explosion, which makes obtaining mob heads possible, but extremely difficult without a trident with channeling, unless you want to wait around for a lightning strike to hit a creeper, which will probably take years. According to Notch, the Ender Dragon is actually a female, and even Notch gave the Ender Dragon the nickname Jean. So whenever you kill the Ender Dragon and harvest her egg, just know you're stealing away Jean's babies. Shame on you. If you place a bed in the nether or the end and try to sleep, the bed will explode. I'm sure we all knew this, but did you know it's not the same for villagers? Apparently, villagers have a special power that allows them to sleep peacefully inside both the nether and the end without a massive explosion happening. These lucky villagers, man. If you want to take on the challenge of mining obsidian with your fists, it would take you 250 seconds to break obsidian. However, if you use a wooden pickaxe, it halves the time to 125 seconds, which is a little over 2 minutes. But with a stone pickaxe, you can mine obsidian in just a minute. An iron pickaxe takes about 40 seconds. A gold pickaxe only takes 21 seconds. A diamond pickaxe cuts it down to 9.4 seconds. And of course, if you use a netherite pickaxe, it only takes 8.3 seconds to mine obsidian. In order to craft a fully powered beacon, it would take you 1,476 ingots to build, which is 164 blocks. Now, if you want to create a full netherite beacon, this would take nearly 6,000 netherite scraps, else. And don't forget the gold you need as well. You can literally just use the gold to craft a full beacon yourself. And this is why I've never built a netherite beacon in my hardcore world. It would take me forever. But maybe at 10 million subscribers, so click the subscribe button if you haven't already. A sponge can soak up to 7 blocks of water in every single direction, which equals to about 65 blocks at once. On top of this, sponges can be normally dried out by smelting them in a furnace. But if you place them inside the nether, the sponges will dry instantly. Ancient debris has a very strong blast resistance, which is why a lot of players use TNT and beds to mine in the nether for netherite, instead of using a boring old pickaxe. It's also so much more fun, risky, and fast too. The dragon head found at the tip of the end city ship can be worn by placing it on the helmet armor slot, and actually animates itself when you run around with it on. But a lot of people don't know that if you power the dragon head with redstone, the dragon head actually moves and becomes animated, which could make some really cool builds. When you attack a mob and land a critical hit, those hard particles that pop off the mobs aren't random at all. It actually directly shows how much damage you inflict on the mob. So if you see 5 hearts pop out of a mob, you just did 5 hearts worth of damage. If you need an easy way to transfer mobs down, you can use some leads and attach the mobs to a chicken, and then push the chicken off, and the chicken actually works like a parachute, allowing the mobs to slowly fall to the ground. Honestly, I need to start using this. This is genius. If you spawn a snow golem in a desert biome, since it's so hot, the snow golem will start to take damage and die pretty much instantly. But if you quickly apply fire resistance potions to the snow golem, it will be able to survive in the hot conditions for as long as the effects last. If your iron golem has been through and looks all damaged like this and beat up, you can actually repair him by feeding him an iron ingot. But you cannot use iron nuggets, raw iron, or iron blocks. It only works with an iron ingot. Gold is the only type of ore in the game that is unable to break and collect itself. Meaning, if you break a gold ore using a gold pickaxe, the block will still obviously break, but no gold ore will be dropped. Luck potions that can be obtained in creative mode allows the players to have a higher chance of obtaining higher quality loot. But did you know that there's actually the opposite effect called bad luck, only able to be given out with a command? The icon for bad luck has changed 3 times and resembles a dead, dried out 4-leaf clover. And the potion effect itself hasn't been removed due to the usage from map creators. If you create a brand new world, your very first enchantment on an iron sword will always be looting 3 without fail. However, if you end up logging out of your single player world before enchanting the iron sword with looting 3, then your next enchantment will be randomized. So you only have 1 chance to obtain it. If you used a glow ink sac on a sign to make it glowy but you regret it, you can actually use a regular black ink sac from a squid to reverse the effects of the glowy sign, turning the glowy sign back into a regular old sign. And when evokers see blue sheep around them, the evoker will emit an orange particle while saying "oh woo 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 woo," and which casts a spell upon the sheep. It literally just sounded like I just read some folk fairy tale Harry Potter story, which will turn its blue wool into red wool. This is a reference from the game Age of Empires, where monks can change their color of the team. In Age of Empires, sheep don't require monks to change teams, and any type of unit can claim them. If it's raining inside of your hardcore world, you can actually sleep in your bed faster. 32 Minecraft minutes early to be exact. But we all know Minecraft minutes aren't the same as real world minutes. So this math turns out to be a little less than 27 seconds. But hey, 27 seconds is a pretty long time, especially when beds are involved. If you hit a creeper with a slash potion and allow the creeper to explode, the creeper will emit the lingering potion effects upon its death. This is the only way to have the lingering potion effect without having a bottle of Dragon's Breath. After the 1.20 update, the Desert Temple actually was given a new secret room that not many people know about. There is a little section of sand in the top part of the temple, and you can use a brush to reveal some loot from the suspicious sand, revealing emeralds, pottery shards, and other sorts of random loot. If you ever take a close look at an empty hotbar, you'll realize something familiar about the texture. The texture of the hotbar is the same exact texture as regular sand, adjusted with a really low opacity. It's very easy to notice this if you look into the sky, and this is also something you would probably never unsee again, so I'm sorry about that. Breaking a tripwire trap with your hand or any sort of tool will still trigger the tripwire itself, but if you take the extra step of using shears to break the string between the tripwire hooks, the trap will actually not trigger. It's kind of like cutting the right wire when you're defusing a bomb, like we're always in that situation in real life. Nitwits, the villagers who wear a green coat, are completely unemployed and useless. They actually wake up a little later than than the rest of the responsible villagers who actually have jobs. It kind of reminds me of some of my friends who wake up at 4 p.m. Nitwits will wake up 1 minute and 40 seconds later than the rest of the village, truly living the unemployment life. Putting a hay bale underneath a campfire will allow the smoke to rise even further than normal, reaching a peak of 24 blocks high instead of the normal 10 blocks. And this is a trick I use in most of my builds when I'm using campfires. Breeding a horse with a donkey using some golden apples or golden carrots will always result in the baby of the parent becoming a mule. Similar to the way cats always land on their feet in real life, cats in Minecraft will not take any fall damage no matter how high up they fall. It could be 10 blocks or 100 blocks or even 1,000 blocks, and the cat will still fall to the ground without taking a single heart of damage. They are literally invincible. Pretty much everyone knows if you're playing Minecraft on a computer, you can grab a copy of your block that you're looking at by using the middle mouse button. But what a lot of players don't know, if you hold Control plus the middle click button on your mouse,